Robbinsdale swinging in, and it is a fair ball, and Wayzata wins it. Champlin Park back to state for the third straight year.
Hello and welcome to Sports Jam for the week of June 4th. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. Plenty of highlights to get to on the show. Plus later we'll meet an outstanding golfer from Wayzata shooting for state again. That's in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
But first, track and field. The state meet is this Friday and Saturday at Hamline University in St. Paul. A lot was on the line for athletes at section meets late last week. The Section 5AA meet also takes place at Hamline. This is the boys 100-meter dash. Middle of your screen in the crimson and black is Maple Grove's Evan Hull. Right next to him in blue is Ethan Peel of St. Michael Albertville. It's Peel winning in a time of 11.1 seconds. Hull is second in 11.18. Girls 4x200-meter relay. Rogers and anchor Alea Walters win in a time of 1 minute 43.49 seconds. Park Center and anchor Arlena Newman tumble into second place, just edging Champlin Park. Boys 4x200 relay. It's Park Center and Justin Macklin pulling away for the win. The Pirates take first with a time of 1 minute 29.18 seconds. Park Center's 4x400 relay later placed second. To the field events and the girls triple jump. Champlin Park's Jamila Glasgow's best leap, 35 feet 3 1/4 inches. She finishes in second place and wins the long jump to qualify for state in both events. Park Center's Maule Mensah competing in the boys long jump. His top leap, 20 feet 7 1/4 inches. He finishes sixth. Champlin Park's Edmund O'Consi placed third. Back to the track, the girls 300 hurdles in the orange. It's Osseo's Kelsey Seelock. Right next to her, Heather Ryan of Maple Grove. Seelock wins. Both girls make state. Ryan also wins the 100 hurdles. Finally, in the boys long hurdles, it's Tyler Seelock of Osseo in orange. He meets the qualifying standard time and makes state with a time of 40.8 seconds. Here's what a couple of winners had to say after their events.
It means a lot. It means a lot to us, honestly.
All year.
Yeah, we worked all year. Winter, we were working on it. Winter, training, all that. Hard work always forever pays. And to be honest, we got our handoffs out smooth. I just want to give a huge thanks out to our coaches, Coach Antoine and Coach Westerman.
It means the most to me because I've been so close for a couple years and I've pushed through. I've had some falls over the years, but I pushed through it. And now that I finally got there, relief is just overwhelming me.
Here are the final team scores. Mounds View easily wins the boys title with 215 points. St. Michael Albertville at second. Maple Grove is the top local team as the Crimson finished fourth. Park Center, Rogers, and Champlin Park finished 7th through 9th. STMA wins the 5AA girls team title with Mounds View second. Blaine finishes third, and both the girls and boys meet. Champlin Park is 7th with Rogers 9th and Osseo 10th overall.
Section 6AA also features a number of local teams. A lot of individuals and relays from the area qualified for state from this section too. Orono High School, the site for this meet. Boys 4x800 relay, the Wayzata team of Andrew Brandt, Mitchell Tolander, Frank Fetro, and Tommy Leeson win with a time of 7:55.65. Girls 4x200 relay, a great race at the end. Minnetonka's Faith Robinson and Hopkins' Elena Contreras. Minnetonka wins it by 0.02 of a second. Hopkins in the boys 4x200 relay dominates. Joe Fonbala anchors the Royals to the win. In the 1600, Wayzata's Khalid Hussein takes gold with a time of 4:16.57. He also wins the 3200. In the boys discus, Wayzata senior Charlton Johnston with a best of 1:45.10 as he takes the section title. In the boys high jump, Hopkins King Allah wins with a best of 6 feet 4 inches. He also wins the long jump and is on 2 winning relays. In the girls triple jump, Wayzata's Madeline Tapper goes 37 feet to qualify for state. She'll also go to state in the long jump. The Wayzata boys roll to the team championship with 238 points. Hopkins is second, Benilde places 9th, Cooper 11th, and Armstrong 13th. The Wayzata girls finish 1 point behind Edina for the team title. Hopkins is 6th, Benilde 11th, Cooper 13th, and Armstrong 14th.
The Section 6 4A softball final was more of a marathon than a sprint. Edina defeated Hopkins 13-8 Thursday to force a second game in the double elimination tournament. In Game 2, Hopkins 8th grader Ruth Freiberg comes up with a big hit. This single to right field scores both Evelyn Barczyk and Macy Shantarashvili. The Royals have a 3-2 lead in the third inning. They would add to that lead in both the fourth and the sixth innings. Lauren Granger's 2-run homer here in the sixth, deep to left, gives Hopkins seemingly a comfortable 5-run lead at 7-2. But Edina answers in the bottom of the sixth. Hannah Sundum, one of 7 Hornets players to get hits in the inning. Edina scores 5 times, tying the game at 7. This game goes to extra innings. Natalie Den Hartog had an incredible tournament as a batter. She reached base 14 times over the 2 games of the finals, including this triple to lead off the 10th inning. Each team scored once in the 10th. But after 11 innings with the game time and the actual time at 8:50 p.m., the game was suspended because of darkness, and they had to move on to Friday to complete the game. So the teams had about 19 hours to mull over those Thursday games before resuming play in the top of the 12th inning with the score tied at 8. Back to Hopkins we go. Top of the 13th. Hopkins, Annika Krauser lines the hit. Natalie Den Hartog zips home, and the Royals take a 9-8 lead. Then Parker Stoddard grounds a hit past the drawn-in third baseman to score Krauser. Hopkins gets 3 runs in the frame, and they lead 11-8, and looks like they might win it. But the Hornets draw even in the bottom of the 13th. Molly McHugh sends a shot off the fence to score Maddie Johnson and Ellie Sukup. It's 11-11 after 13 innings. Top of the 14th, the Royals load the bases, but shortstop McHugh snags the line drive, doubles the runner off to end the inning. And then she plays the hero in the bottom of the 14th, launching a 2-run, section-winning home run. The Hornets take the championship in dramatic fashion, 13-11. First time for Edina in the state softball tournament since Edina East made it in 1979.
In Section 5, 4A, Champlain Park was looking for its first trip to state in softball. The Rebels came into the final round with no losses, meaning Centennial needed to beat them twice to win the section. Champlain Park on their home field for the final. After trailing 2-0, the Rebels erupt in the 5th. Abby Gilk lines a bases-loaded hit to left to score Erin Reardon and Holly Blaska. Champlain Park scores 5 runs to surge into the lead 5-2. But Centennial isn't done. Alyssa Montero leads off the 7th with a solo shot for her second homer of the game. That ties the score 5-5. Moments later, Haley Thom puts the Cougars back in the lead with a 2-run shot of her own. Centennial gets 4 in the 7th to win Game 1, 9-5. That forces a second game for the title, and once again the Rebels fall behind but rally. Grace Warwood's drive to the fence in the bottom of the second pushes the Rebels into the lead 4-3 after trailing 3-0. But Centennial has a huge offensive day. In the 5th, CJ Jacobson lines a hit to left to score 2 runs. The Cougars go back in front 6-4. And an inning later, Grace Gilmore steps up and hits a no-doubter to left. This is a 2-run blast. Centennial spoils Champlain Park's title hopes with a 15-7 win. The Cougars advance to state. Switching now to the lacrosse playoffs. The Wayzata boys are shooting for a return trip to the state tournament. They had little trouble in their playoff opener. Facing Becker, and number 7 Brooks Hansen bounces off the defender to score. And it's 7-0 Trojans in the first quarter. Second quarter action, Hansen scoops up the ground ball, gets it to Andrew Solly, and he finds Thomas Seifert cutting for the goal, and a 10-0 Trojans lead. Hansen chalks up another assist here as he gets it to Andrew Getz for a rocket up high, and Wayzata continues to dominate this one. Dalton Seas sets up Alex Solly for another goal and a 12-0 lead as the Trojans cruise to a 22-2 win. The section semifinals are Monday and the final on Wednesday.
The Champlain Park girls are the 3rd seed in Section 7. They took on a District 11 rival in the quarterfinals. Champlain Park hosting Andover. The Rebels are in control most of the way. Cameron Mayer, nice pass. Josie Johnson, a quick shot and goal. Lydia Brecht from the free position fires a low shot for a goal. And a 13-5 Rebels lead. Allie Kelly floats the pass over the defenders for Brecht. Champlain Park wins 15-6. Semifinals are Monday with the championship Wednesday in this section.
The Osseo Park Center girls are in Section 8, and they ran into a tough foe in the quarterfinal round. The 3rd-seeded Crocs are at home to play 6th-seed Monticello. First half OPC sophomore Lariah Boone spins away from the defenders and scores. Then it's Gabrielle Holton making a nice move here, and she scores, and it's 5-1 Crocs. But Monticello goes on a 5-goal run. Oriana Johnson scoring from the free position. Monticello is up 9-6 at halftime. Holton gets around her defender and gets OPC going with a goal early in half number 2. But Monticello answers with a nice pass by Kenzie Kitzman to Emma Cordell for the goal. And then Kitzman will come out from behind the net to score as Monticello wins it 16-10. Top seed Maple Grove is into the semifinals in Section 8. And John, we should have some interesting finals shaping up this week.
There's still a lot of local teams involved and with a chance to go to state. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, section baseball and golf, plus highlights from the state adapted softball tournament. Welcome back to Sports Jam.
Time to talk playoff baseball now, starting with Maple Grove battling in the Section 8 tournament. They played at Elk River in second round play in Section 8. The Elks get on the board as Zach Stroh hits a Texas leaguer into short left field that the Crimson can't come up with. Tyson Dusosky scores on the play for a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second. Maple Grove answers with a big third inning. Pitcher Dylan Peck comes through as a hitter, tagging it to deep center. Curtis Haugen and JT House score to give the Crimson a 2-1 lead. It's a double for Peck. Same inning, and a Crimson staple works well as Hayden Thompson will lay down the bunt. Jerry Gooley scores on the play, and Thompson is safe at first as well. Still in the third inning, and Daniel Markson will hit a line drive right at the left fielder. It's deep enough to score Frank Volkers on a sacrifice fly as Maple Grove scores 5 in the third to take a 5-1 lead. They add a run in the fifth as Thompson's bouncer gets through the infield. Peck goes the distance for a 6-3 Crimson win, but they did lose to St. Michael Albertville Saturday and are in the losers bracket to face Brainerd. In Section 6-4A, the winners bracket final is Monday. The two Plymouth-placed large school teams met up in the second round. Third seed Armstrong facing second seed Wayzata. Wayzata strikes early as Nick Krinke drives one over the right fielder's head in the bottom half of the first. Keegan Nickel and Turner McIntosh score on a double for Krinke, and it's 2-0 Trojans. Armstrong gets one back in the second inning. Drew Ides grounder to short scores Travis Mosley. But the Falcons don't get a lot of offense in this game. Trojan starter Nick Kay holds them to 3 hits over 6 innings of work as he strikes out 8 Falcons. Up 3-1, Wayzata breaks it open in the fifth. Charles Engdahl knocks it just over first base. 2-run score on the play on Engdahl's double as defending section champ Wayzata opens the postseason with a 6-1 win over Armstrong. The Falcons were then eliminated by St. Louis Park.
Top seed Hopkins has the entire section tournament on its home field. The Royals face Minneapolis City Conference champion Southwest in second round play. Highlights from this one: in the second inning, Raphael Lewis tags a line drive down the right field line for Hopkins. 2-run score on the play on a double for Lewis in a game that features mostly defense and pitching. The Lakers get one in the fourth. Jacob Gwinski rips a line drive up the middle. This will score Levi Wilson. And Southwest is within a run at 2-1. But pitcher Joey Kurth doesn't give up much. He holds Southwest to 4 hits on the day. And those early runs hold up for the Royals. And they win it over Southwest 2-1.
It's been a memorable season for the Heritage Christian Academy baseball team. The Eagles, who are hoping to break through and reach the state tournament for the first time, are the top seed in Section 4A. They face Mayor Lutheran in a second-round game. This is a pitcher's duel. Mayor Lutheran's Alex Bauman gets a strikeout to get out of trouble in the bottom half of the first inning. And Heritage's overpowering Seth Halverson is one of the best in Minnesota. He fans 10 in 5 innings of work as the game stays scoreless through the first 2. In the third inning, Halverson's running from second, but the bunt by Steph Sotelo has popped up. Bauman makes the catch and throws to second to double Halverson off. In the fourth inning, though, Johnny Flynn hits a sinking liner to left that drops despite a good effort by Brandon Feltman. It scores Dawson Penshorn. Heritage is up 1-0. The weather turns bad in the 6th. Mayor Lutheran loads the bases, but the game is called, and it's an official game after 5 innings. Heritage wins at 1-0. They did lose to Randolph in the winner's bracket final, but will play Mayor Lutheran again Tuesday for a spot in the final. Local golfers had a pretty short season, but they were playing for spots in the state tournament last week in some sections. The Maple Grove boys played well at the Section 5 3A tournament. Peyton Miller of Maple Grove on West hole number 8 at Bunker Hills. He sinks it for par. Miller finishes second with a 2-day total of 147. His teammate Dylan Hansen delivers a great approach shot on West hole 9, dropping it within a foot of the cup. Hansen is third in the tournament with a total of 150. Nate Adams of the Crimson lines up a par putt and makes it on West 7. He places 5th as Maple Grove dominates on the way to the section title.
Super exciting. I don't know if our team's ever been to state before. Definitely not in the time that I've been on it, which is super great because we've gotten second a couple of times while I've been here and just consistently haven't quite won.
Going to the state as a team this year is probably my #1 goal. I mean, I obviously wanted to go by myself, but going as a team was important to me.
Let's go. If we check the scores, Maple Grove cruises to the win by 36 shots. Mounds View is second, followed by Spring Lake Park and Roseville. The Crimson had 5 golfers in the top 10. This is Champlain Park's Taylor Ullen teeing off at the links of North Fork in the 5 3A girls tourney. She helps the Rebels finish second. Megan Munich of Champlain Park with a nice chip on the 2nd hole. It leads to a par as she's headed to state after placing 3rd with a 159 total. Lauren Contreras of Maple Grove rolls the par putt home on the 2nd hole. Contreras places 7th and qualifies for state. Her teammate Sydney Schulte is also state bound. She shoots a 171 total and places 8th. Roseville dominates the team competition. Champlain Park is second, 78 shots back, and Maple Grove places 4th.
The state adapted softball tournament is in the books. No local teams qualified in the CI division, but 2 area teams made the championship game of the PI tournament. Coach Marcus Onsum and the Robbinsdale Hopkins Robins meeting Anoka Hennepin in the final. Nicholas Ryther grounds one to second base, past second base. It scores Garmin Neal from third. It's 1-0 after half an inning. Same score heading into the bottom of the third. Vincent Liu singles, and Marcus Brady scores, tying the game at 1. Brendan Bosker Elliott comes through with a big hit to the curtain in left center field. In comes Liu, and the Robins take the lead. Still in the third, Sam Rolls singles up the middle. That hit brings Bosker Elliott around, and the Robins score 4 runs in the inning, and they take the lead for good. They got good pitching and defense. At the end of the day, they lift yet another state championship trophy, celebrating a 4-1 win over Anoka Hennepin.
It's an awesome feeling, to see our kids work the way they did all season long and have those efforts really come to fruition at a championship game like this. It's the only way to go out, really.
Our defense is exceptionally well this year, and that's what carried us most of the way here.
Yeah, congratulations to the Robins for another championship. Another great effort.
Always exciting to end up with that trophy at the end, right? Also, John, the state boys tennis tournament this week. Wayzata is in the team competition. Also, a fair number of locals in singles and doubles too. So good luck to all of them. Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a talented Wayzata golf family, including a senior shooting for another trip to the state tournament.
Wayzata boys golf has a long tradition of success. Last spring, the Trojans won the 7th state title in program history. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we'll meet the latest in a long line of great Wayzata golfers and the younger brother who will follow in his footsteps. In his first 7 tournaments of this weather-shortened golf season, Tristan Nelko won 5 times. The senior has found his groove as the state tournament approaches.
I've been hitting the ball really well and striking it in all facets of my game, so it's been good. Yeah, just hoping the team can follow up with what I've been putting up.
Tristan was one of 6 players who was part of Wayzata's 2017 state tournament team, one that featured 4 seniors, including state individual champion Van Holmgren. He learned a lot from those seniors.
Obviously, they're really good role models for me, and just their level of play. I mean, those guys are really talented, so it helped watching Van win the state tournament, and those guys win tournaments and helped me this year kind of feel like I'm able to do it, watching them do it last year.
We're very thankful to have players like that in the past that are willing to lead and mold the younger players, and Tristan's developed those same type of skills, just being able to give back to the younger players.
Tristan is not just a senior leader, he's a big brother to freshman Dylan. Dylan is in his second year on the golf team, something Tristan will miss next year when he heads off to college.
It's been fun. That's definitely something I'm going to miss, me being on the team with him for 2 years. And yeah, it was a fun experience while it lasted, but I think he'll be able to take some things with him the next couple of years and be able to lead the team the way I have the last couple of years.
Dylan admits he struggled with his game some this spring, says his 2 years of Wayzata golf have been great.
It's been very fun, honestly. Just looking at our seniors, it's great role models every year, like from last year and this year, 4 seniors each year. Just fun to look what they did, and I want to do the same thing in the coming years.
Though both guys are good with a golf club in their hand, they're not too bad with a hockey stick either. Tristan played varsity hockey and was a member of the Trojans' 2017 state tournament team, while Dylan played Bantam A hockey this past winter.
I mean, I love it. Obviously, it's different because hockey's part of a team, and we're still part of a team, but we're playing individually in golf. It really role models what you need to do, like to help out your team for golf, even though you're playing individually. Just we're all family, same with golf and hockey. It's really fun.
There's a time in my life, I mean, playing the state tournament, the section tournament, scored some big goals. I mean, you can't really get that time back, and all my teammates were just the best, and it was an experience that I won't ever forget, that's for sure.
The Nelko brothers have played a couple of American Junior Golf Association events together, and in July will again host, for the 4th year in a row, a charity golf tournament called Golf for Good. This year's charity is Open Arms in Minneapolis.
It's really fun to watch how all of our friends come out there, and it's all for one common purpose, just to give back to our community. And they're all having fun, just really nice.
It was one of our family friends that started it from Minnetonka, and he was going to college, and he asked if we could start it, and we were all for it. I mean, it's been a fun experience, just the whole process, and just watching the smile on the people's faces at the nonprofits that we give the money to.
Dylan says his goal is to someday play either college hockey or golf. Tristan is headed to the University of Nebraska, play golf for the Cornhuskers, and major in sports marketing.
Nebraska's just a great fit for me personally. There's just so many ways, in different ways, that I can succeed there. And my dream growing up as a kid was always playing in the Big Ten. It was either hockey or golf, but it turned out to be golf, and I couldn't be happier about it the way that it turned out.
The Nelko's Charity Golf Tournament is July 25th at Pioneer Creek Course in Maple Plain. The State High School Tournament for Class 3A is next Tuesday and Wednesday at Bunker Hills in Coon Rapids. Sports Jam continues after this.
Here's a throw down to third. Got him. This one's hit well down the right field line. Diving try, and he got it. Oh, my, what a catch.
Looking for local? Even more local? CCX Media gives you the option to connect with your community on multiple levels. CCX Sports brings you ultimate coverage in local prep sports with full game coverage of over 120 high school games a year with highlights and features on our daily newscast. Then, our weekly Sports Jam show gives you a close-up look at local athletes, highlights of local games, and in-depth interviews. Our content can be watched at home or on the go. Visit ccxmedia.org.
Get ready to celebrate Brooklyn Park at the Tater Days celebration June 14th through the 16th. Find out more at ccxmedia.org under cities and in the community.
And that will do it for this week's show.
It's a busy week ahead with state tennis, softball, and track, plus section lacrosse and baseball finals. See you next time here on Sports Jam.